Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and swatching the new metallic watercolor paints from ARRTX. Now before we swatch, let's go through some of the details. So firstly, I snapped mine up during the anniversary discount period, so I paid $44 Australian at the time, and that was through AliExpress using the ARRTX discount code that was given to us at the time. So I went back and checked the current price through AliExpress before I started filming, and it's currently $29.99 US, which is approximately $44 Australian still. This is a fabulous deal considering Amazon Australia is selling them for $75. So at $44 Australian, it works out to be about $5.50 per paint pen. That's Australian, of course. If I'm ever talking dollars, I almost certainly always mean Australian dollars. So it comes in this cute packaging, which is very lightweight. The whole set only weighs 170 grams. It is very thin and portable, so very easy to store or to pop in your colouring bag and take with you wherever you're going. And look how pretty and shiny the cover is. I kind of wish they'd use pastel colours for the packaging though, just to match the palette, but that glitter is amazing. There is 8 colours in the palette. It says here, bright colours and glitter effect, handmade and easy to dip, delicate and silky. And if we flip it over, we get a little picture swatch of the colours that are inside, and each pen is 4 grams in weight as well. So let's flip it back around and pop it open. Now it does have a magnetic close, if you can hear that. So the packaging actually feels a little like a Hannah Carzon book cover, just not quite as thick and less texture, of course, but yeah, very sturdy. So here are our 8 colours, and you can use this little gap here to pop out the colours if you need to, and you can also rearrange the order of them as well. Let me show you. Now I'm not going to use my nails as I just gave myself a manicure and I don't want to risk cracking my dip powder. So first world problems, guys. What can I use? One second. Okay, so I've got my little brush from my desk vacuum here, and I'm just going to pop one out and show you how easy it comes out. So this is sort of like a, oh, would you say it's like a foam, but the top of it's quite hard. So it's quite firm. The paints do sit in there nice and firm, but they pop out really easily. And they pop back in just as easily as well. I quite like the large size pens too. It feels like it might be easier to work with than your more common small square metallic paints. Okay, so they are firm and smooth to the touch. Look, no pigment transfers at all, and I'm pressing quite firmly on them as well. The paint itself is a very smooth and delicate pearlescent type of colour. There is no granulation, so you can't see any glitter particles in the paints. The colour range is quite good. I think I could easily use all the colours on one page and it would still look really cohesive on the page. So they're all beautiful pastel type colours, and we've got this beautiful silvery grey as well. So I'm going to swatch them now, and I'm going to use them as I would any of my other metallic paints. So I'm going to add a couple of drops of water to each pan and just let it sit for a minute. Now I normally swatch on plain copy paper, but today I'm going to be using the same paper that I use if I'm colouring a PDF, which I've successfully used watercolour paints on in the past. The paper that I use for colouring my PDFs is in the description box down below in my Amazon store. So just get them both so you can see them. So some things I want to look for are how pigmented and opaque the paint is when applying it, how often I need to re-wet the paint pan, and also at the end after it's sat drying on the page for a while, I want to do a rub test, as some metallic paints can rub off in time, or even if your hand is rubbing over them while colouring. So let's start swatching and we'll see how they perform. So firstly, I'm going to use my ARRTX water pan. I'm just going to add a couple of drops with this to each paint pan and just let it sit for a little bit to moisten the paint. We'll just let that sit for a minute and see how it softens up. Okay, I've let it sit for a while and we're getting a good colour payoff. So let's get started. I'm left-handed, so I should really have went from right to left, but we're going to start with lime. And I'm going to try not to smudge them with my hand. Okay. Okay. That's pretty. That's really opaque too. Oops, I went outside the lines. Let's have a look at that a bit closer. Look at that shine. That is pretty. They actually look more glittery on the paper than they do in the pan, if that's even possible. And I didn't need to re-wet it. That whole circle was coloured just with those 3 drops of water. That is so pretty. Okay, that colour is called Lime. Next we're going to do Earth Shine. I'm just going to wipe off my brush. And I'm just using this Faber-Castell paint cup here, just to clean off my brush. And just using a cloth to wipe it off, to dry it. Before we go in with our next colour, which is Earth Shine. This colour looks really pretty. Okay, now it's quite wet, the paint pan. Oh, I like that colour. This is one of my favourite colours to use. You know what this would look good with? If anyone followed my Magical Jungle how to colour leaves tutorial, the colours in that, on that page, I'm going outside the lines. Look, it's just a swatch chart. Doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, if you've watched that video from Magical Jungle, this will go perfect with those leaf colours. And if you watched, I also just did the tutorial on how to colour flowers as well, those pinks and these sort of greenish blues. It would look really nice with those colours as well. Now that's still damp. That had a bit more water because I think my brush was wet. But look at the colour payoff and look at that shine. Okay, I'll try and dry my brush off a little bit more this time. It was a bit too wet. And we'll try the next colour, which is Onyx. Squeeze more of that water out. Okay. This looks like it's going to be a really pretty silver. I hope they bring out more colours. Oh, look at that. These are highly pigmented. This is quite a dark silver. Quite a dark grey. Be interesting to see what it looks like when it's completely dry, this colour. Let's have another close-up look. Yeah, it's quite silvery. They just look so much shinier and more glittery on the paper. They would look even more impressive on paper than they do in the paint palette. Okay, what's next? Scarlet. Now, scarlet doesn't look very scarlet. It's like a pinky colour. Peachy pinky. Let's try this out. I do like working with these large pans too, and the shape of them as well. They're really easy to work with. Okay. Oh, look at that color. It's so pretty. Oh. So, those two videos that I mentioned, either of these colors, if you add them to it, would look fantastic. I should do another page in, maybe in World of Flowers. I don't think have I done a tutorial in World of Flowers before? Oh, I did. I did the flower truck. But maybe we could do one using the same colors and adding these paints. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Okay, that is a really pretty color. Look at that. So that's scarlet. It's more of a peachy red than a scarlet deep blood red. But they are supposed to be pastel tones. Let's go with grape next. This purple, I really want to see what this looks like. Now those 3 drops of water, I mean, I could probably have even used only 2. Because look how wet. And I'm drying the brush off quite a lot between each one. And look how the paint pan is still so wet. Great colour payoff. Look at that. So pretty. All right, the next one is coral. This colour is going to be beautiful too, isn't it? You know what? If we do a page in World of Flowers, or even another book, doesn't have to be World of Flowers, this one, that one, and that one would look amazing with the leaf and flower combos that I've given you from Magical Jungle and Worlds of Wonder. That's pretty. These colours are extremely opaque as well. And this one, remember, we had a lot of water on this Earthshine. Yeah, it's still fantastically opaque. When it's dry, I'll flip the page over so we can see if anything's bled through, but I'll wait till they dry. Okay, let's go with lemon. This lemon looks really bright in the paint pen, so let's see what it looks like on paper. Well, that's a pretty yellow. I can imagine this on flowers. It's like a Prismacolor Deco yellow. It's actually really sweet. It's nice and pale. Now this one needs a bit more water, I think. Could be just because it's been sitting there the longest. Just add a touch of water. Trying so hard not to go outside the lines, and I go outside the lines. There we go. That is lemon. The grape and the coral would look really good together on a page too. These 3 would be really good Halloween colours since we've got Halloween coming up next month. The purple and the orange. Purple and orange always look really good for Halloween. Okay, the Caribbean or Caribbean, depending on where you're from. Let's try that colour. Look at that colour payoff still. So Even though this is the last one to use, it's still got lots of water. So this one dried out a little bit, the lemon. I don't know if for some reason there was less drops. I used 3, but it might have been 3 smaller drops. Clearly it wasn't because it was sitting there the longest, because this one was sitting even longer. So, could be the pigment, but I don't think that's a big issue. Look at that. These colours are beautiful. I hope they bring out more colours. We need more. I love sparkly, glittery things. So pretty. Now we're just going to let them dry for a quick minute. Alright guys, it's pretty much dry now, so we're going to flip it over and see if there's any bleed through on the back of the paper from the water. And that one looks like it was a bit wet. Yeah, that was the Earth Shine. They had a lot of water on it, but there's no colour come through other than that. And that'll dry perfectly fine, so that's no issue there either. So let me do a quick rub test here. I'll go over lime. No smudging. And no payoff. Yep, no transfer at all. And none of it's rubbed off, as you can see. So there are all those beautiful shiny colours now that they're all dry. So pretty. So I definitely like the large paint pans. They're quite handy to fit almost any size brush you're using. The colour payoff has been fantastic. The colours are rich, they're opaque. I am hoping they bring out more colours. A set of metals would be nice next, with gold, rose gold, copper, silver, etc. So I hope you guys like this quick swatch and review. Also stay on the lookout for the 120 set of coloured pencils ARRTX will be releasing sometime this month. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.